Hi, this is Rob, guitar player from Neuraxis. Since our last studio album, Trial Out of Progression, we now have a new lineup, our new vocalist.
Hi, my name is Alex, I'm lead vocal for Neuraxis. You guys may have seen me on tour with Neuraxis. For those who don't, I used to sing with Etheric and also sing in Point Blank Rage.
We also have a new guitar player. His name is William Seegers. Some of you might have seen him. He was formerly in the Montreal band Cobatus. So yeah, it's been quite a busy time for Neuraxis since the studio album came out. We've done the most touring that we've ever done. We started it off by doing our first really US tour. We went all the way down to the East Coast, all the way to California. Traveled all the way up to British Columbia, and we did a full Canadian tour back, and that went really well. After that, we played the Three Rivers Metal Festival in November, and we supported Poland's Behemoth. So that was a great show. And following that, we actually did another tour with a Polish band, Decapitated, throughout Quebec and Ontario. And after that, we had a lineup change, and we were actually just a four-piece at that point. And we did another US tour. The tour maybe was a little rough, but it helped us gain a lot more experience on the road. And then following that, we took off to Japan, where we played 2 shows with Misery Index, and that experience was something we'll always remember. I mean, it's hard to describe how Japan was. I mean, it's just something totally different. It's so modern there. But following that, we came back, and then we played. We did a US tour with Necrophagus and Arsis and Cattle Decapitation, and that was a great tour. It was probably our best tour we've ever done. And then following that, we did a Canadian tour with our friends Misery Index again. We did that in September, and of course it was a really good tour. We always had fun with them. And then following that, we took a little break, and we had another lineup change where we had a new vocalist, Alex LeBlanc, stepped in. And right after that, we took off for a European tour. It was called the Domination Tour.
You see me talking pictures, you see some heavy shit. So this next one is for all the guys that started the mosh pit. Keep on doing it. This song is called Shatter the Wisdom.
Yes, touring Europe was amazing. Not only because it was my first tour, but just touring other countries like Europe is so different. The culture, you learn so much about just the way people are different. So basically, just going there was just an amazing, as a musician's experience, also as a person experience, to go there and meet so much cool people. And yes, it was my first tour ever, and my first tour with Neuraxis, so I learned energy with the band, which is really energetic band. So when you step in Neuraxis, you got to step a notch eventually. So after the tour, we did a couple shows back around here in Quebec, and then we got the opportunity to record our live album, Live Progression, that we did in April at this amazing place called the Imperial in Quebec City, which was really amazing show with our good friends Martyr. And then a Canadian tour, amazing tour also, which really loved to travel Canada. Had a lot of fun.
And also, after returning from there, we hopped on to the Dying Fetus tour in Quebec.
Oh yeah.
And that was a good way to end the touring session. It was amazing.
Those were amazing shows.
Well, yeah, basically the reason why we did the live CD was because after all this touring that we did with William and Alex, the energy was going so well, and we had the opportunity to record this live show. Felt it was the perfect time because we, as a band, I think live, our set was really rolling and we were super tight, and it's a good way to introduce the 2 new members also for our future albums, so they can get a taste of how what they add to us and what we might sound like on our next album.
The night of we recorded a live album. Blackie, formerly of Voivod, was doing our sound at the Imperial, which really helped us. Then after, later this summer, Jeff Dagenais from Cataclysm did the whole mixing process.
Well, it's kind of interesting that we had JF Dagenais mix our live CD because our first album we worked with Dagenais imagery, so it was kind of like returning back to our roots, kind of. And we're all big fans of JF's work as a sound engineer, so the opportunity to work with him on the live CD, we knew we'd have some good results, and we actually had the chance to work in his new home studio, JFD studio, and he did a really good job with the mix. We're really satisfied. I think he captured the energy that we play, mixing it without sounding too overly produced. So.
And the cover for the album was done by Sven from Aborted. I started thinking about the live album. It's mostly classic to have pictures on a live album, which were not pop stars, so it won't like ever happen again to have a picture on the cover. But on the live, you kind of need it, and I wanted some pictures that represent us moving, and you see our energy on stage. And I wanted the same thing with the colors, and something that reminds you a little bit of the cover from Trilateral, not too much. So I gave all my ideas to Sven, and he came out with this big orange and white, flashy cover, which seemed really energetic with this ball of energy in the middle.
Yeah, so Live Progression will be officially released in Canada November 6th, and for the rest of the world it will be out January 8th, so look for that in your local stores. And we'll also be playing, so you'll be able to catch us live, specifically at the Three Rivers Metal Festival with our good friends Misery Index. And then we'll also be playing in Montreal and Quebec for the 5th anniversary of Galley Records, so that should be a really good time, and come out to see those shows. Just check on the internet for all the details.
What is a live Neuraxis concert? Well, like my mother told me, it's like a huge roller coaster, which you have a couple seconds break between the rides. You go up, you scream, you yell, you panic, you sweat, and then you stop and you see us ready for another shot, yes, and then we go again. So basically, it's a lot of horns, hairs, mosh pits, circle pits, and people going crazy, us included.
A lot of energy between us and the fans getting together.
Back and forth giving.
Yeah.
So guys, see you in the pit.